How can we help your business grow? To learn more, visit WSFSbank.com. Member FDIC.
All right, 721. You still listen to R. Kelly?
I do, yes.
Do you separate the two? You know, there was this whole movement going on. You know, like silence R. Kelly. Radio stations across the country pulled R. Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will
I
say,
remember that.
commercial radio stations pulled R. Kelly. Not Sirius. Not Pandora. Because I still hear him. Like,
Okay.
not.
I mean, honestly, I personally don't hear R. Kelly that much.
Should we be playing R. Kelly
This
old
is
school?
what it
I
is.
mean,
I
he's
don't-
one of the greatest of our time
I don't hear
musically,
it that
right?
much. And I also don't have him in my iTunes or anything like that. But if R. Kelly were to come on, or if I was at a cookout or barbecue, something like that,
Yeah.
I'm not leaving or getting offended or saying change this or,
I feel like I don't hear R. Kelly a lot or listen to R. Kelly a lot because of this, because of the trial.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel because I was before all this, when
Yeah.
we would ignore all that stuff
Mm-hmm.
before it became like news and he like got arrested and,
Yeah.
I was on R. Kelly hard.
You were?
Yes. Always have been. Bump it, grind. It's trapped in the closet.
Oh, yeah.
Happy people. Are you kidding
I
me?
think I have that CD.
R. Kelly is like, again, like one of the greatest, like musically of our time.
Oh, he is. He is.
And-
he has, I mean, some big hits. Some
Yeah.
classics. He does.
I mean, his hits just are unbelievable.
But for me, I mean, I didn't, stop listening.
Well, that's a question. 212 texted in. Good morning, Bill and Jessica. My opinion is I listened to his music before the ordeal, and I'm still going to listen to his music. His music didn't do anything wrong, and honestly, he's a legend with his music, and I'm sure a lot of people still listen to his music, even if it's on the low. Okay, 207. I don't see anything wrong with listening to R. Kelly, LOL. 366, never stopped. Everyone says they never
Yeah.
stopped.
Yeah. So we gonna play something? Huh, Bill?
Okay.
Huh?
Well,
We gonna play something? What we gonna do? What we gonna do? I believe I can fly. We gonna step in the name of love. What we gonna do?
Yeah, you remember all that?
What we gonna do?
well, first off, let's get an update on the trial.
okay. All right,
Okay,
all
Court
right.
TV has been covering it. Here goes some audio. Actually, this is some audio right here from some of R. Kelly's supporters. R. Kelly still has supporters hanging out outside the courthouse in New
He
York.
does.
I'm here to support Robert Sylvester Kelly because I believe he's innocent.
What have you seen in the trial so far? Do you think it's a fair trial?
Yes, I'm
As they're interviewing, you can hear R. Kelly in the background, like music.
I believe it's a fair trial, and I believe now y'all can really hear the truth. It's not a one-sided story no more. He's been defamed in the media, and every media is biased. So now y'all get the truth.
Do you believe some of the witnesses, Geronda Pace, the stories that she
No,
told?
they're too inconsistent.
All right.
So
So
they
basically,
believe they're too inconsistent.
too
with their
inconsistent.
stories.
Now you're going to hear the truth. It is a fair trial. Finally, you get to hear the truth.
There you have some of the supporters of R&B superstar R. Kelly outside the courthouse in Brooklyn, New York. Take a look at what was happening inside today. We can only give you sketches, folks. It's federal court. Talk to your Chief Justice about that. But R. Kelly back in court today. And we have with us Court TV legal correspondent Julia Janae, joining us live from Brooklyn tonight. Julia, great to see you. Let's talk about Kelly's former personal assistant who testified today. I believe also tour manager. What can you tell us about that testimony? Was this witness able to take us inside the world of R. Kelly and this alleged criminal enterprise?
This former tour manager, one of the biggest witnesses on the stand, especially today, but maybe even the whole trial at this point, other than Jane Doe number 4, Demetrius Smith was able to tell this jury about late R&B star Aaliyah. You could tell that Smith did not want to be talking about this. He tried to plead the fifth at the beginning, but after he was granted immunity, he did have to talk about knowing Aaliyah and also being the one who went with Robert Kelly to her parents to meet her, to discover her as a star. Prosecutors say she was only 12 when she met the defendant. Kelly's former personal assistant and tour manager. He said they went to Detroit to have that meeting that he described as just a special, beautiful time. He also talked about the fact that the two worked together. They put together music. She was his protege. Kelly wrote Aaliyah's first album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. Kelly would clear the room if Aaliyah was uncomfortable while they were creating music, and Smith admitted there were times that the two were alone in Kelly's apartment together.
Age ain't nothing but a number. Of course, classic. But you go back and you're
Right,
like,
that's one of the songs where they're saying, are these lyrics
Right.
meaning something more?
And then the prosecutor asked a question. She said, did you ever have conversations about his behavior with Aaliyah? And Smith said, I asked him at times. He knew they were playful. Asked if everything was cool. You're not messing with Aaliyah, are you? And he said he did understand or came to know that there was a time when they were more than friends. It's when Kelly mentioned to him that Aaliyah was in trouble, believed she was pregnant, and told him not to call Aaliyah's uncle. And after a concert, Kelly and Smith boarded a plane to Chicago in the middle of a tour. This all, of course, points to the 1994 marriage between 15-year-old Aaliyah and 27-year-old Robert Kelly, something that was later annulled. But the prosecutors are bringing a charge that's related to this under the Racketeering Act. And they say that he bribed or he instructed the people on his team to help cover this up. And Smith admitted today, with that immunity, that he did go to a state public aid office to give money to an official, got a fake ID, and was able to give that to Aaliyah so that she could get married to Robert Kelly.
wow. Demetrius Smith was R. Kelly's tour manager, and he got full immunity to be able to talk about this.
Gosh.
That's tough.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Full immunity. If R. Kelly is guilty, because he's on trial, he's innocent until proven guilty. If he is guilty, of course, this guy helped him. But they gave him full immunity just so he could speak. That's huge.
Oh, I know.
That means it's something.
Yeah.
If
No,
you
it
watch that
definitely
Surviving
is.
R. Kelly, you see how stuff quickly down spirals every time somebody wants to talk. People, get hurt, they disappear. Like, if all that stuff was true, full immunity, and now he has to testify in order to get that. 339 texted in. I don't see anything wrong with little bump and grind. Talking about playing his music.
Yes,
Talking
yes.
about playing his music. All right. We got some more audio from the trial yesterday from Court TV. We'll start it off here. This is Sharon Winbush, who is R. Kelly's former employee, one of them.
What was alarming to me was the consistent behavior of people inside Robert's camp that were bringing underage girls around with fake IDs and then getting a payment settlement. And I have documentation, as you saw in the videos, of all this inside corruption. There was an enterprise going on, but it was to the exclusion of Robert, because they were capitalizing on his lack of education, on his maniacal work ethic, on the fact that he I don't want to say he's illiterate because I don't like that negative connotation, but he does have compromised reading and learning skills. He has said that. So that it's easy for someone to take advantage of you.
Of course, we're hearing audio from Court TV.
Welcome back. That was fascinating, right? An inside view of R. Kelly's world. And that's what this trial is all about. The allegation is he's running a criminal enterprise to sexually abuse young women and underage girls. And that was Sharon Winbush. Interesting. She's saying, yeah, there was an enterprise, but it was to the exclusion of R. Kelly, Robert, as they call him. Fascinating. R. Kelly back in court today, day 4. Take a look. No cameras. Thank Chief Justice Roberts for that. Not allowing cameras in federal court, but there's R. Kelly. And a lot happening once again here on day 4. So let's bring in Court TV legal correspondent Julia Janae, who is joining us live from Brooklyn, New York tonight. Julia, great to see you. Let's talk about Jane Doe number 5, important witness taking the stand.
Yeah, pay attention to this.
A very important witness. She is the second alleged victim in this case to take the stand, and she's really expanding things for the prosecution's case. We're not just hearing about one incident with one woman and another incident now with her, but she was able to tell this jury about what seemed to be a group of women who all are under these rules of the defendant, who were all very subservient to him. She said that he was trying to groom her, wanting to bond with her. She was 17 when she first entered into this sexual relationship with the defendant, and she admits she told him she was 18 at the beginning, but in the middle of the relationship, she did admit that she was 17 years old. And instead of sending her away permanently, he worked out a way where she could still live with him and be homeschooled, this with the consent of her parents.
With the consent
Yeah,
of parents.
the parents get involved in this. The parents are so like star hungry for their
Right,
kids. You know
right.
what I mean?
Yes, yes.
So, and that was in the Surviving R. Kelly docuseries. They talked about that. The parents want nothing
And they
for their.
support it and go along with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Man.
Thoughts about this trial? Let's go. 302-858-5117. That's day 4. We're heading into day 5. What do you guys think so
I'm
far?
leaning towards that. I kind of feel like he will be found guilty. That's
Right.
like how I'm leaning.
Okay.
But I always have that feeling like, oh, they're going to find a loophole, or like something else is going to happen where maybe he only gets charged with something, but not everything.
Right.
And then the time is lessened or something. Like there's always, I don't know how to describe it, what I'm feeling. Like I think he's going to be found guilty, but how much time will he get?
Wow. Wow. This is, so now we're getting really to the heart of this case. Julia, Janae, what can you tell us about the atmosphere at court? I mean, how has it been at the courthouse, inside, outside?
Well, Vinny, inside, this information is difficult to listen to. This is very explicit testimony. The things that Jane Doe number 5 has been testifying about today. She's talking about having to urinate in a cup because she wasn't allowed to use the bathroom. She accused the defendant of forcing her to eat feces while she was there. All is part of this grooming process where she wanted to do whatever it took to please him. So inside the courtroom, you still have supporters for R. Kelly who are here day in and day out. Outside, things are slowing down a bit. We had some weather with the tropical storm here in the area, so not as many people outside of the courtroom, but things are moving along for this case. It's expected to go another 3 weeks. And here's a bit more from inside of court.
Your opinion change?
I just can't
That quick?
believe
Did
it.
your opinion change because of what you just heard?
It's just a shame.
That testimony of Jane Doe number 5, she broke down on the stand, even after telling us all of these really explicit things about the sexual encounters that she had with the defendant, which sounded like repeatedly. She also said that after she received a diagnosis for a sexually transmitted disease, vaginal herpes, that this really tore her apart. She felt like he knew that he had it and that he had intentionally infected her. She also described that she was chastised by him, sometimes physically, in the form of spankings. If she did anything wrong, if she had an attitude, if she didn't follow his rules. And she says that he held her in a room for 4 to 5 days. This happened on multiple occasions. We even saw an exhibit in the trial today of this studio in Chicago on Justine Street where she said there were bedrooms. It was a music studio, but inside one of the control rooms is where she was kept for multiple days. And
See, now we were just
All
talking.
these details are coming out.
See, like we were just, asking about R. Kelly music. Now hearing that makes me think like, nah,
For what? If it came on, you would change it?
I don't know. Or if we would like play it, if we should play it here on the radio station.
Oh.
I don't know. Just hearing that just makes me like, nah, I ain't messing with it. like everybody's like, yeah. And I like start to get on board. And then when I hear that, I'm like, nah.
You don't want to fool with them.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Uh-huh.
That's what's so wild about this whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you want to comment 302-858-5117. There's more audio. Let's continue. We'll continue talking about it on the way. If you want to comment or chime in, let us know. It's a Bill and Jessica show.
Let's go. Locally owned. The